for a couple of weeks now, protesting and saying end SARS, and the hashtag has been growing. And today we really want to look at these protests, the end SARS protests, the causes, the prospects, and of course the results that has been achieved so far. And to do justice to this discussion today, we've got some AF Dowell Mirin. He is the lead consultant, oil and gas, TET&ISM. You're welcome, Mr. Dowell. And we also have Dr. Nze Anizo. He is a veterinary director, Pentagon Veterinary Services Limited. He is also a former Students' Union President, University of Nigeria in Nsukka. You're welcome, Doctor. All right.
Thank you very much. Let me put it this way. Looking at the three-line items that is being outlined, there, I will start by saying, currently, the protest is not just a protest about NSAS. It has to do, it's a multifaceted issues that led to the SARS. First of all, we have a country that for many years, the system, there is an endemic system failure.
Okay.
There is an endemic system failure. Now, streamlining it to the police, or let me say streamlining it to the uniformed men in Nigeria, I will not look at it from the standpoint of the brutality that is taking place, which is already established. I'm looking at the decadence entered deeply into the police and the other military sector. A lot of these uniformed men, they live under very unquestionable circumstances. They work in unquestionable circumstances. And this particular circumstance leads to PTSD in so many of them that their actions is what we see today in Nigeria. Killing of people, young teenagers, youths, a lot of people, because the government failed the entire Nigerian people, including the police itself. They ought to be our first line charge, because a well taken care of police, we also met out the same amount of respect to the people. So I will rather say this NSAS project is not just ending SARS, it is actually restructuring the entire military cadre of Nigeria to conform with what is obtainable globally. I will not sit down here and tell you that the killing by police is just germane to Nigeria alone. No, we travel, we stay in other countries. They also have this issue, but they have response mechanisms that check all these things the moment they rise. But we don't have that in Nigeria now. So the NSAS protest is not just about NSAS. It's a protest of NSAS. It's a protest of restructure the police. It's a protest of restructure the country MDAs. It's a protest of putting value to the lives of Nigerians, especially the young youth, putting great concern, having concern about what happens to the life of an average Nigerian. Let me tell you a little story. 3 days ago, I stumbled into a Twitter account where they announced that Paystack was bought by a particular company they call, I've forgotten the company that bought Paystack. I thought it was a foreign company, two foreign companies doing two foreign transactions. But I was shocked to note just this morning that Paystack is being owned by a Nigerian, and that young man, you need to see him with dreads, his tattoos all over his body. If that young man were to walk on the streets of Lagos, that young man would have probably been killed or be arrested for looking the way he looked. But that is somebody that is 91 billion naira richer today. He is the MD CEO of Paystack, or the co-founder of Paystack. So there is a natural decadence. It's a natural decadence within the committee of the police in Nigeria. First of all, how are these people being employed? How are they being enrolled into the Nigerian Police Academy? What are the measures they put in place in enrolling these people? What criteria, what notable criteria do they use to assess these people before they bring them into the Nigerian police? So there is a whole lot that the Nigerian police or the government currently need to look at. They need to go back to the drawing board. They need to reorganize and restructure the entire policing system in Nigeria. This is not about NSAS. The police people are also not having their fair share. For instance, you need to take a census and go to any police barrack in Nigeria. Go and see the condition these people are living in. An average police officer, as I speak to you, cannot successfully on his salary or her salary train a child through the university. What are the solutions? What are the solutions we young people are looking at? So to say, we want a reform police who are well taken care of, who understand what it means to be citizen, to be a citizen of a country. A reform police that are giving their due respect. I must say with all due respect that my parents or my dad was a uniform man. He's late of the military. I know the condition these people live under. I know what these people go through. So we are looking at the solution. We should be looking at a solution at this point, because first of all, we said end SARS. The government has ended SARS quite all right. Yes, they came out with SWAT, but what other people don't understand is that SWAT has been in existence in Nigeria, in Nigerian police force, not today. They've been there. They've always been there. SWAT team has always been there. But if you don't understand, a lot of Nigerian youth, we need to understand something. If you look at the article that formulates the Nigerian police, when you disband a unit, it is important that another unit is created to cover for that unit that was created. That is the law establishing the police. That was why they rushed to create, they were quick to name SWAT team, because there is no vacuum in the policing system globally, no vacuum. But what I expected the government to do in this case, for the first time Nigerians are rising up, what I expect the government to do is, we ought to be seeing those people in Abuja flying from state to state, addressing Nigerians, ensuring that Nigerians are being spoken to, they are being pacified, and action is seen. One, what are the kind of action? All right, we have ended SARS. This is what we are going to do. Give us timeline, give us situation, schedules. This is what we are going to do. This is what we are going to do at this time. This is what we are going to do at this time. And this is a golden opportunity. If Mr. President is listening, or all his advisors are listening, this is a golden opportunity for them to rise up and speak to the Nigerians and do the needful. Because you need to see, I was listening to a young man, that young man should not be more than 27 or 30. He gave his own scenario that he was arrested in the farm and was tagged a ritual killer. No trial, no evidence, nobody, and was thrown to awaiting trial for 4 years. Awaiting trial for 4 years. You know, these are heart-wrenching things we hear all the time, because the police is not well structured. We've been clamoring restructuring of police before this incident happened. But when we have a centralized police system, no country can move forward by having a centralized police system, where we have an IG in Abuja that controls everything, and you hear the commissioner of police of the state will say, order from above. So we have to restructure the police through and through, human capacity-wise, intelligence-wise, cybercrime-wise, they need to be thoroughly overhauled. Then by the time they overhaul the police and put the right set of persons in the different arms of affair, and also upgrade the living standard of Nigerian police, you all will agree with me, it is not everybody that is in Nigerian police that is a killer. Some of them are good people. But the issue is that the condition to which they work, it makes them, it turns them to animals. So let us look for the root cause. There is a root cause of this issue. It's not the killing that is the root cause. The root cause is that there is a systemic and endemic failure of the entire security structure of the country, whereby you see the military now doing the policing, and we all know military are not trained for policing purposes. The only thing a military man knows is to cock his gun and shoot. So it is important we look at these basic facts very, very careful. And I think I'll make this submission and give Dr. Nze and also his own it's time to chip in his opinion.